Time for a Talltale short.
I absolutely love kicking my soccer ball around at our town park. To me, it's not just a grassy field. No, it's my personal stadium. The thunderous applause of an invisible crowd ringing in my ears every time my worn-out cleats send the ball flying into the makeshift goal. My most faithful audience member, however, isn't imaginary at all. It's Bella, the elegant swan who resides in the tranquil pond adjacent to my field. Bella and I go way back. I found her when she was just a frightened, fluffy cygnet, lost and alone. I nursed her back to health and eventually introduced her to the pond she now calls home. We've been pals ever since. Even though she's a swan and I'm, well, not a swan, we share an understanding. A bond. Bella would sit by the edge of the pond, watching me dribble and shoot, her head bobbing in rhythm with my movements as if cheering me on. Our routine, however, was disrupted when Mr. Snapjaw rolled into town. Sporting a snazzy hat and a grin that made my skin crawl, he arrived with a flamboyantly painted trailer and a promise. A world-class alligator spectacle right here in your humble park. He was met with gasps and applause. Everyone was swept up in the excitement, well, everyone except me. One fateful day, as I was trying to savor what I feared were my final moments on my rapidly shrinking field, I made a distressing discovery. My soccer ball had rolled off towards the alligator's makeshift cage. As I approached to retrieve it, I heard Mr. Snapjaw's grating voice, filled with malice. "Soon enough," he sneered at the alligator while snapping a whip violently. "I'll have more room. I'll drain that stupid pond and add more cages." The alligator, visibly frightened, cowered away from him. The sight broke my heart. As Mr. Snapjaw laid out his plans, I couldn't help but feel a knot in my stomach. He intended to transform Bella's pond into an arena for his alligator spectacle. My soccer field, too, would be replaced with towering bleachers to accommodate the anticipated audience. My heart sank at the prospect. Bella's pond was her sanctuary, and my field was my stadium. It was our home. I rushed back to Bella, my pulse pounding in my ears. It was so wrong. How could everyone be so entranced by Mr. Snapjaw's spectacle when he was nothing but a bully? It was up to us to expose him. "Bella," I said, looking into her wise, understanding eyes, "we have to reveal the true Mr. Snapjaw. Are you with me?" Bella bobbed her head in agreement, a sense of determination welling up within me. We were not just going to save our home, but the poor alligator as well. The next day was a whirlwind of activity. My quirky Aunt Daisy, an engineer, was my only hope. I had seen her working on a tiny camera, no bigger than a marble. "Aunt Daisy, I need your help," I pleaded, explaining everything. Her eyebrows shot up, but she listened. When I finished, she nodded, handed me the tiny camera, and said, "All right, sweetie, let's help your feathered friend." Bella was waiting for me at the park. I clipped the camera onto her. She seemed to understand, her dark eyes glinting with resolve. "Capture everything you can, Bella. We need to stop Snapjaw." And with that, Bella took flight, the camera securely strapped on. When she returned, we pulled up the recording on Aunt Daisy's phone. What we saw was terrible. It seemed Snapjaw had a habit of angry outbursts, often whipping the alligator for no reason at all. This had to be stopped. That evening, Mr. Snapjaw had begun his daily spectacle. The huge alligator was balancing on a plank over the pond, and the crowd was lapping it up, clapping and gasping at every trick. Everyone was entranced in the drama of it all. Seeing my chance, I connected Aunt Daisy's tiny projector to my phone, casting Bella's shocking footage onto the side of Snapjaw's trailer. The crowd's gasps of excitement turned to gasps of horror as they watched Snapjaw's secret abuse of the alligator unveiled. Mr. Snapjaw, noticing the change, turned and was met with his own monstrous face on the side of his trailer. The crowd began to boo and jeer. Cornered, he yelled, "It's just a stupid alligator! What are you booing for? Wait till I drain this stupid pond! You can't stop me!" Just then, Aunt Daisy arrived with the authorities, who quickly apprehended the shocked Snapjaw and lured the alligator away to safety with frozen chicken nuggets. Bella landed next to me, and we slipped away amidst the commotion. "Good job, Bella." "We did it," I whispered. A few days later, I was back to my old routine. Excited to be back on the field, I overshot the net and my ball rolled near the pond. I went to retrieve it and heard several tiny grr-icks coming from the water's edge. I let out a gasp. Little baby alligators. This was a Talltale short, small but mighty stories, released daily in audio format. Create, read, and share more tales at talltale.com.